I want to talk about something you've seen from the Super Tees.
I've never experienced someone who gets cheated on and suddenly she becomes God.
What did you mean by that?
That I've never seen someone go from like the entire world being so indifferent to this person, right? It was like no one ever spoke about her, and now what she says f***ing goes.
That's such a Lala thing to say, and you can break that down, but like it's so Lala.
I don't think anyone would have, in their imagination, figured about the impact that this scandal would have had on the world.
I've seen someone that's very, like, making the best out of a situation that happened. She's forever grateful. She's been working her ass off.
Yeah, look at her on Broadway. Chicago, it's the #1 show. It's the #1 show in their history that they've had. Sold out most tickets, and she extended a little bit because she's taken advantage of the opportunity that was put in front of her, and I don't think anyone's going to hold her upset about that. Obviously,
doing a good
Scheana
job
with Dancing with the
at it
Stars.
too. She's not half-assing anything. You better get a little cocky after that. I'm just saying. I mean, you don't want to find me after my Broadway show. I've been running down Times Square with my cane after. Hello, can I get a picture? No.
I've been preparing for like I've worked hard to be able to be decent at the types of things that I'm being asked to do. Acting classes and a degree in theater and like all this stuff. So it's like at any point in time, regardless of whether or not what happened, if those types of jobs came my way, those are the types of jobs that I was preparing for always before. Well, it's just kind of like, how dare she feel good about herself, or like, how dare she find work and success on her own without there being some sort of like drawback that she's now apparently some sort of egomaniac or something.
I don't think it was resentful, and I don't think it was jealousy at all. Lala's very f***ing successful. She's a badass, and she has built an empire since she left a bad situation. So she should be very proud of everything she's created for herself and her family. I think Lala was at her breaking point at that moment. Lala had had a lot of tough conversations. Her and Katie were at each other's throats kind of all season, off and on. And after she got cheated on, she still showed up. And so I understood her frustration in that moment as her closest friend in the group. She was very emotional all summer, and her life was just in a completely different place than she thought it would be at this point. And so I think there were a lot of things that she was working through. And I think that Lala, and I know Katie has also said this, they both wish that when they got cheated on, when they left their relationships, that they maybe got more love from the fans than hate. And it was just like, wow, that would have been really nice if I had that. You know, we all have felt that way in this group, where you can still be happy for that person, but be like, damn, you know, it would have been nice if I got a little bit of that love too.
Was other people upset?
I mean, off camera, yes.
But
off
nobody
camera,
was.
everyone was really pissed off about how she was maneuvering through the season. No one wanted to talk about it. And then all of a sudden, what Ariana says, no one fucking questions. What?
Sounds like Lala might need to come to the Valley.
You talked to Ariana about navigating your friendship with Sandoval.
It would have made it easier on me. You know, if she was like, look, I understand you need to do this for you. You and I are good. We're always going to be good, which, you know, I get from her in San Francisco, but it was a whole summer to get to that conversation.
I can't just like completely write them off forever. I just don't ever want to lose you. You're not losing me. You're my family.
I did need that from her because I wanted her to know, as much as I'm putting this aspect of what he did in a box over here and trying to figure out this path, I don't forgive him for that, and I still have your back, and him and I are never gonna be what we were before. I just need to get past the hurt that he's caused me with this aside, because I was literally losing sleep. I was losing weight. I was not myself.
I've never told her what to do. I've held space for her to feel these things, but I'm also not gonna be the person that you should, like, I'm not your diary.
He was
such an amazing friend.
I can't keep hating him for you.
You know who he was to me up until March 1st.
What do you do? It's tough. That's really tough. She has to maneuver it in different ways. I mean, yeah. Everyone had to deal with it in different ways, including me, dude. It was exhausting. Like, taking myself back. Even Tahoe, like, walking around the casino, like, Wolf and stuff. Like, that was just, it was so much, dude. And then, like, Tom always tries to talk to Ali, and it's like, dude, for what? Like, what, are you gonna become besties too? Off. Seriously. Like, he tried to impress her with this bungee jump conversation yet again. Like, do we have to see videos of your bungee jump extravaganza in Brazil 15 years ago, you loser?
I understand, you know, I think Scheana's coming from a really good place when she wants the group to be together. And I understand it's really hard to lose a friend of many, many years. It just, for me, it always goes back to, like, if Tom seemed genuinely sorry for his actions and expressed that better, I think it'd be easier to, I don't know, accept him back in the group.
I think she's like that with a lot of people. Like, she doesn't want to hurt people's feelings. I'm a lot like that. I hate confrontation. I don't like the drama if I'm directly in it, you know?
Yeah, but she's been tough on people before. She's been tough on James. She's been very forward with Katie.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to this, it's that she's really nervous about what people will say if she goes against Ariana in any way. And I think because Scheana's so involved in the comment section, and her mom also sends her a lot of stuff, and her publicist, they, like, send her all the negative shit.
I'm like, please don't send me that. Please
No, like,
don't send me that.
Who
I don't
needs
want
to see that?
it.
So I think that was the biggest thing. And she was like, I don't want the trolls coming for me.
That makes sense.
Lala, you finally met Dan in San Francisco.
Yeah, and then he, like, took his, like, man bun down and went like this, and it was, like, so long. I was like, oh, I need to dry myself off.
I mean, Sandoval is not a hard act to follow.
Needle dick. I pictured Sandoval having a needle dick.
Yeah, same.
He was kind of like the man of the hour a little bit.
Would you like the training to become like the main focus where you don't have, or do you enjoy bartending? How old are you, Dan?
40.
40? Have you ever been married?
No.
When was your last relationship?
Probably 5, 6 years ago.
How come that one ended?
I feel like you got way more out of that than you would have on, like, you know, the boat ride from hell under the
I think
bridge.
I, for my own selfish reasons, am glad that he took a hike and went elsewhere. Because I'm like, it's already so stressful. It's like your parents who are divorced that get together for your birthday party with Ariana and Sandoval. And I just don't need the new man, my stepdad, to enter the mix quite yet.
That was his decision. I mean, I kind of gave him a heads up that, like, you know, we've done these trips before. Obviously, this one's gonna be a little weird. I was like, you don't have to do anything you don't wanna do. Like, just know that.
If I had a new girlfriend, right, we're all going to San Francisco, I'm gonna partake in everything from the beginning of San Francisco. If I was invited to the trip and I'm going, I mean, it's not because I'm trying to be famous, but I'm trying to support her, you know, in case Mr. Dumps needs to be set straight. Yeah. I'm gonna be there.
In case you had that opportunity to be the man and, like, really put him in his place.
Right, right.
Or just be there, to be a present, to be like,
But are you
yo.
like, you know, Dan's maybe point of view would be, I'm gonna be such a gentleman that I'm not even gonna show up. It's like, okay, well, that's playing it very safe. I mean, like, too safe for me.
I feel like he, like, as much as I know, seems pretty shy.
The way Ariana made him sound, it was so wild to me. Because I had never met him, and she was like, you know, he's a personal trainer, and, like, he does not f around.
She was like, Dan has been in fights before, like, he does not f around. If Sandoval were to walk up to him and be like, hey, how are you? There's no way Dan would shake his hand. And I'm like, this guy sounds like a f***ing square.
And I asked him about it, and he's like, no, I mean, he didn't do anything to me. Like, I would have no problem saying, like, hey, what's up? He's like, but this is my girlfriend, and I know he was pretty up to her, but, like, now I get to be with her. And I'm like, okay, very different than what Ariana said. Like, he's actually pretty normal.
Yeah, I've only met him a couple of times, but he seemed very nice. I met him for the first time in New York whenever I did Watch What Happens Live. Jax really got along with him.
Normal dude. Likes
awesome.
to work out. Likes cool tennis shoes. drinks. Owns a bar. Man, what else? What's not to like?
I think he handled himself well coming into a strange situation. He was super chill.
Yeah.
He wasn't like overcompensating. Like he just was cool, man. I don't know. Like he could have came in with like You might think someone might come in there with like an extra machismo or something, right? In a situation like that, like, yo, it's my girl.
Yeah, I
Don't
think he
look at
played
her.
it. I think he's
He
playing
was
it
super fun.
the right way. You know, he's in her corner. He's there to bat
Yeah.
for her. I think he's there when she asks him to be there.
Yeah.
And that's all you can really ask for in a boyfriend, really.
He's awesome.
Yeah, seems like a really nice guy.
So Sandoval helped Scheana with her performance.
Oh, it was a whole thing, bro, setting up this whole event.
Wait, Tom performed?
No, he volunteered his services to Scheana as like an olive branch. Say, hey, look, I've got an amazing audio guy. Let me set it up for you.
You paid for him to be out here?
Yeah.
Just for this show?
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, what? There were two things I was feeling. One took me back to that Sandoval who has stepped up and been there for me in times of need. And I'm like, wow, that was so awesome of him. The other part was like, who are you trying to impress? And who are you trying to look good for? You're only doing this because we're filming our season finale. I feel like my whole judge of character has just been shot in the past year. And that's why I feel like moving forward just in life, I can only do what feels right for me to do and make the decisions that are gonna literally help me sleep at night. Because if I'm not living my true authentic self and I'm trying to be who everyone else wants me to be, I'm not happy at the end of the day. So whether he was being genuine or not, I appreciated the fact that there was someone there to help with sound because I certainly didn't have an engineer.
Just sounds like a bunch of Tom and being the most extra to me. It's like a thanks, but no thanks. You know, it was like, trust me, he's gonna come in and this sound is gonna be the cleanest, crispiest fucking sound you've ever heard. So you mean plugging in a speaker? He's like, oh, let's get the peripherals. Let me get my in-ears. Oh yeah, his in-ears with his golden mic. Like, trust me, these are custom. God.
I had so much fun with it, so I don't know how I sounded, but I think from the crowd,
it was really fun.
It was one of my first times performing with the band. This was very new to me, and this relationship I've built with the 27s has brought a newfound confidence into my life that I didn't know I could really get back. I feel like I've been beaten down in this group and in the public for years now and told that you're not good at this, you can't do this.
If I have to hear this sing song one more time, I'm gonna impale myself.
This was the first time in a long time I just said, F it, I'm gonna do me and I'm gonna do what makes me happy, and I love performing.
When you feel the joy, you exude the joy, and then we feel the joy.
Yeah.
And that's why it's been really, really fun watching you for the last year plus, because it's just the joy of the performance makes everyone else fall in love too.
She's a 10 out of 10 always for me. She loves performing. And I think, I wanted to keep going down this track. And I think her and her band, they write some good music.
I really love being in the studio so much that we're turning the office downstairs room into an office studio.
Oh, in your house?
For us in my new house, yeah.
That's awesome.